From the station working for you, this is WRTV News at 7, streaming now.
Now at 7, polls are closing and votes are being tallied in Georgia. The results of 2 runoff Senate races will determine which party controls the Senate and ultimately shape the future of the U.S. Thanks for joining us tonight. I'm Amanda Starantino.
And I'm Mark Mullins. The importance of these elections and what they mean for the rest of the country is not lost on Georgia voters.
It's pretty empowering knowing that, having a vote can really shape the rest of the year.
We're here to make a difference.
If both Democrats win today's elections, each party would have 50 Senate seats. Incoming Vice President Kamala Harris would serve as the tiebreaker for any close votes on legislation. Like the November election, results are expected to fluctuate throughout the night while workers make sure every vote is counted. ABC News will have special coverage of the results tonight at 10:30, followed by WRTV News at 11.
Important information tonight if you are waiting on your second stimulus check. We have received multiple messages from Hoosiers concerned that their payments were deposited into the wrong bank account. WRTV Investigates has learned this is happening to some families who filed their 2019 taxes with H&R Block. Ashley Gaganhan has been frustrated trying to find answers and knows how badly many families are counting on their checks to be deposited correctly.
I know that there are families out there that this is like die hard that they get this money as soon as they can. If they're only on one income or whatever their situation may be. I mean, it can be devastating to some families that were expecting it and now they have to wait.
H&R Block says the IRS determines where second stimulus payments were sent, and in some cases, money was sent to a different account than the first payment last spring. The company says to call them if the IRS Get My Payment website displays an account number you do not recognize. H&R Block's number is 1-800-H&R-BLOCK. Though we are also hearing that customers are having a hard time getting through. To get the status of your stimulus payment, check out irs.gov/EIP. You can find all this information right now on the WRTV app.
Let's check in now with Storm Team Chief Meteorologist Kevin Gregory. And Kevin, we are sitting below the freezing mark, so it's kind of blustery outside at this hour.
Temperatures will be in the 20s when we wake up in the morning. I'm going to flash back here to this morning. We started at 30 degrees. I'm showing you this because I just want to drive home the point of the impact of the clouds. So we moved from 30 in Indy to 37 for the high. Most places just a half dozen degrees from morning low to afternoon high. Temperatures now down to 32, as Mark mentioned, up in Kokomo and Howard County. Temperatures a little warmer southeast of Indy and Shelby County. Our temperatures tonight will have an impact with fog developing. We may see some freezing fog. Fog is nothing more than a cloud on the ground. All those tiny little water droplets may freeze on contact with some surfaces, so we'll need to be careful about that, especially the western half of the state. There are the wake-up temperatures 25 to about 29 degrees. How much the temperature recovers tomorrow, and are you searching for sunshine? We'll let you know when you may find that in the 7-day forecast.
Just a few minutes away, Kevin. Thank you. More COVID-19 vaccines are heading to central Indiana. The Fishers Health Department is just one agency expecting to get doses in the next few days. To help ensure a smooth rollout and notification process for residents, the Fishers Health Department is hoping to create a vaccine roster. They're asking residents interested in getting their vaccine through the health department to fill out an online survey. It will help them notify residents when they qualify to get the vaccine.
Because we don't know who's next and we don't know how people will continue to be notified once they get through these employer notifications, we want to have an active process for notifying our residents when the vaccine is available to their group.
Leaders say this is a way to prepare and be proactive while they wait to learn more from the state regarding who qualifies next for a vaccine after medical professionals and first responders. We'll have a link to this survey and more information for you on our website at WRTV.com.
Today, the Indiana State Department of Health is reporting 142 additional COVID-19 deaths that took place between November 29th and yesterday. The number of people in Indiana hospitals with COVID has been increasing since the beginning of the year. As of yesterday, that number is about 2,900 patients. Health experts across the country are concerned coronavirus rates will keep climbing with delays in the vaccine rollout, a possible post-holiday surge, and the new COVID variant detected in at least 5 states. ABC's Rena Roy has the latest.
Hospitals coast to coast are under strain. In Alabama, healthcare facilities considering rationing care with an influx of coronavirus patients.
Any more come in or there's a surge of ICU patients that need care, we don't have nursing capacity to take care of them. We're running out of ventilator capacity to take care of them.
Over the past week, the U.S. has averaged more than 2,600 COVID-19 deaths every day, according to the COVID Tracking Project. That's roughly 109 every hour.
Rapid response, ED 17.
In hard-hit L.A. County, Martin Luther King Jr. Community Hospital declared an internal disaster, turning away ambulances for several hours. The COVID-19 positivity rate there is a staggering 32%.
It's nonstop. And it has been for the last few weeks, and we're all hands on deck.
Add to that the tough task of containing that new variant from the UK, also detected here in the U.S. Georgia now joining New York, Colorado, California, and Florida on the list of states with known cases.
By the time a new variant is detected, it's already probably widespread.
Scientists say it appears to be more transmissible, but not more deadly. This as the vaccine rollout sputters along. While some healthcare workers get their second dose,
this is the best way to start the new year.
Others are waiting in hours-long lines across the country to get their first, only to be turned away. Experts and local officials calling on the federal government to help ramp up distribution and vaccinations.
Lives are at stake. Federal government has to step up, finally, and do a better job of protecting American lives against this terrible virus.
Federal officials with Operation Warp Speed have shifted the responsibility to state officials, saying it is up to them to streamline the vaccine process when it comes to distributing and administering shots. Rena Roy, ABC News, New York.
Well, you can now take an FDA-authorized COVID-19 test from the comfort of your own home. A coronavirus testing kit is now available on Amazon.com. The Food and Drug Administration gave emergency use authorization for the dexterity test last month. One kit is currently available for $110, or you can get a 10-pack for $1,000. The box includes an empty tube for saliva to be sent to a Los Angeles-based lab with prepaid shipping. Turnaround time is 24 to 72 hours.
In a push to fix past wrongs, the Marion County Prosecutor's Office is working on creating a conviction integrity unit. Beginning this year, it will take a closer look at cases prosecuted in Marion County that may have ended with incorrect convictions. WRTV's Cornelius Hawker spoke with a man who knows firsthand how measures like this can change lives.
If I could shake his hand right now, I would.
That's Roosevelt Glenn's reaction to Marion County Prosecutor Ryan Mears' push to correct wrongful convictions.
To hear about a prosecutor wanting to reach out, he needs to be supported. If he wants to reach out and help people that could possibly be in prison for crimes they didn't commit.
Unfortunately, Roosevelt is qualified to talk about this issue firsthand because he was wrongfully convicted in 1993 of a brutal rape in Hammond, Indiana, spending nearly 17 years in prison for a crime he didn't commit.
For the system to be able to take me, as well as Mr. Pinkins, and convict us of raping a woman that we never even met, it just blew my mind.
That's from an interview WRTV did with Roosevelt back in 2016. He and his co-defendant, Daryl Pinkins, were exonerated by DNA evidence, thanks in big part to the IU McKinney School of Law's wrongful conviction unit.
Professor Watson of IU McKinney School of Law, she was continued the fight for both of us.
But Roosevelt and Pinkins both spent a combined 42 years in prison. That's not lost on him.
Now I look back at the different people that I knew in my life that told me about the system, that I always thought they was exaggerating. But now for my own self, I see this is not exaggeration. This is real life. This really happens. And now I'm a victim of this justice system.
But he's not letting that keep him down. He's written a book about the ordeal and often speaks to students who could someday fight injustices like the one he experienced.
That's why I enjoy going to different universities and speaking to law students and criminal justice students, because they're the future.
He tells me it's incredibly important for those in power, like prosecutors, to want to correct wrongful convictions.
What happened to me and many like me, it used to be just accepted, but now it's not being accepted like it used to be.
Working for you, Cornelius Hawker, WRTV.
The Marion County Prosecutor's Office is still working on the rollout of the Conviction Integrity Unit, but hope to have it up and running in the coming weeks. We'll let you know when they begin accepting applications and whether the unit overturns any cases.
Colts fans getting in on a new NFL tradition, giving back to say thank you to their opponents in this weekend's wildcard game. We'll explain that when the news at 7 continues.
WRTV and all your brand new devices.
Welcome back. Colts fans are getting amped up for this weekend's big game and showing their gratitude to the Buffalo Bills for beating the Miami Dolphins. The Bills' Sunday win helped the Colts secure a playoff spot, so fans are donating to the Patricia Allen Fund at Oshai Children's Hospital in Buffalo. Patricia Allen is the grandmother of Bills quarterback Josh Allen. She died in November. Donations from NFL fan bases in these situations are starting to become a tradition.
My dad is a Cincinnati Bengals fan, and they kicked the Ravens out of the playoffs to get the Bills in, and Bills donated a bunch of money for that to the Andy Dalton Foundation. And I thought about that, and I thought, last week if something good were to happen, I would do the same.
This whole thing goes bigger than football. We all kind of are a community with, no matter what our team allegiance is, we're just a big community of fans.
Colts fans' love for the Bills will not last much longer. The two teams face off on Saturday in Buffalo in the NFL wildcard game. Kevin.
I'll check on that forecast for you and have it when we come back after this. But temperatures, they're colder than we're used to, but nothing Arctic in the forecast. We'll talk about the trend coming up. Before I forget, let me mention Buffalo, Saturday, sunshine and temperatures in the 20s. That is not a bad Buffalo forecast. I'll say one other thing. Niagara Falls this time of year is beautiful. All that ice that forms from the falls. Check it out sometime. Out in the central U.S., there's this snow maker. It will bring 2 to 4 inches to the Dakotas, but as the system comes together later in the week, it will drop south and east. The storm track will keep that south of us. There are no major weather systems to worry about for us. 7 years ago today. Some of you have pictures of this, I'm sure. 11.4 inches of snow, but it came with very cold temperatures where we dropped well below zero. And we also had some blowing and drifting to go along with that. My son had a little fun, as I'm sure many of you did too. If you don't have to deal with it, you're kind of stuck in place. You make it work. 38 tomorrow. The fog around in the morning, again, with temperatures in the 20s. Some of that may be freezing fog. We'll have to watch that. Temperatures not much different as we get to Thursday. The coolest day of the work week, Friday, 33 for the high. Then some sunshine will make an appearance for the weekend. Not tomorrow, though. We move from fog to cloudy conditions through the day. Temperatures struggle. The wind will be light out of the northeast at about 5 miles per hour. Temperatures northern Indiana, anywhere Logansport, Kokomo, over to Marion and Hartford City. Temperatures will be in the lower to middle 30s. Should be mid-30s, if not a little warmer, anywhere along Interstate 70 and south. 35 is the average high. Later this month on the 20th, the average high will jump to 36. That'll be the first time here where we start to warm things up gradually as we go from that point on into spring. Remember I mentioned the system out in the central U.S.? Watch it spin and go to the south, impacting the Gulf Coast states and even Tennessee and Kentucky with some snow. The way it looks now, all that stays south of central Indiana. Clouds and temperatures in the 30s, though, as a result of that system to our south, but it kind of keeps the moisture out of our area, limiting rain chances or snow. There's some sunshine Saturday, Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday. We'll break into the cloud cover. We'll call it partly cloudy with temperatures in the mid-30s. Low of 22 on Sunday morning. Mark?
That's a chilly one. Thank you, Kevin. From Broadway to Main Street, the COVID crisis pressed pause on the performing arts industry. And that's why we're putting local groups in the spotlight as they work to bring music, dance, and theater back to central Indiana. The pandemic has taken a huge financial toll on paid performers. It's also threatening the future of volunteer organizations like Footlight Musical's Community Theater. Here at the corner of 19th and Alabama on the near north side of Indianapolis, people are passionate about performing. They invest hours, days, weeks, and months for free.
The only person I say that gets paid around here is the cleaning lady that we have to pay to come in.
It's a big time commitment. There's a lot of sleepless nights, a lot of blood, sweat, and tears, and I think people don't realize that when they hear community theater.
So why do they do it?
We're doing this genuinely because we love it.
Because I love it, and it's fun.
Because of the love.
While Footlight Musicals is a labor of love, it's no amateur hour.
We're dancing, we're dancing, we're dancing, we're dancing.
Leslie Lee, the president of this all-volunteer community theater, says performers often have some formal training.
Many have realized or didn't want to go the professional route, move to New York or LA and fight with a million other people. So they work at, say, Eli Lilly, IUPUI, mom and pop grocery store, whatever, during the day. And then this is their creative outlet.
Becca Dietar is one of those people.
My day job, I'm an inpatient pharmacy technician at Community South Hospital.
Dietar still finds time to explore her artistic passions with Footlight. She says the level of talent in our community can be intimidating.
It's kind of terrifying because it's like, holy crap, that's so much talent in one person that not only can they do this crazy artistic thing, but they also do this other job on as full-time.
The theater stages classic musicals like Singin' in the Rain, Cats, and Dreamgirls.
I was Effie White in Dreamgirls, and this is my 4th show at Footlight Musicals.
By day, Rayana Bibbs teaches at Charles A. Tinley Accelerated School. By night, her schedule is full of rehearsals. Bibbs dabbles in professional work when she can. While getting paid to perform is undoubtedly beneficial, she says there's something special about community theater.
These are friendships we kind of keep over the years. It's not just like a one and done. Like with professional theater, sometimes the people that I've worked with, I don't see them again ever again.
Footlight is just now returning to the stage after a nearly 1-year layoff. And while no one lost a paycheck due to that hiatus, Dietar says it's still vital to keep community theater alive.
I think it's really awesome that we have the space, that you feel you can come out here and put yourself out there, and that people are going to appreciate it and hopefully even love it.
Lee agrees, and not just when it comes to Footlight.
There are many other small community theaters that I really worry about due to the struggles, how many will make it through, and the loss of them, it would just be absolutely horrible.
Footlight has been rehearsing an original cabaret show since November. The small cast and crew can socially distance. They planned on taping the performance and streaming it online starting this week, but a member of the show tested positive for COVID on Friday, so things are on hold again with the hopes of resuming and taping in the coming weeks. We'll keep you updated on that. Meanwhile, you can learn more about Footlight Musicals, including how to support the theater, by going to the WRTV app and clicking on this story. We'll be right back.
WRTV.com.
14 businesses opened downtown Indianapolis today, all under one roof. The Garage Food Hall in the newly opened Bottle Works district. When you walk inside, you can try all different types of cuisines, everything from lobster and hamburgers to Brazilian street food and Peruvian pizza. Opening a concept like this amid the pandemic came with some challenges. The general manager of the Garage Food Hall says she received concern from some tenants, but overall they worked together to ensure the risk of opening during the pandemic would come with a high reward.
I think, you wouldn't be an entrepreneur if you weren't concerned, but with being an entrepreneur comes risk, and they were willing to take that risk.
The Garage Food Hall is open at 10:30 daily, and more vendors are set to open in the coming months.
Sounds good. Temperatures tomorrow, 38 degrees. We're still at 36 Thursday, the coldest day, 33 on Friday. Notice that we're dry aside from some fog tomorrow morning. Mark?
All right, Kevin, thank you. Always great having you along for WRTV News. We're back with you tonight at 11. We'll see you then. Have a good evening.